Hey Virgos, let's do a no contact tarot reading, shall we? I'm using the Orion's Animal Tarot deck, which is based off of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And you guys know me. If you're here, if you've been here before, you know I love interpreting things based off of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck because we get to tell a lot of stories about history, mythology, and then I love merging in psychology and biology. But in this reading, we're going to see, yes or no, is your person going to get a hold of you? And I mean, that could be anything. If you're in a relationship and you're waiting to hear from them, or if you've been separated, but also for those of you who have like a friendship dynamic, maybe even waiting on hearing from a friend or a family member, whichever one is going on in your life, that's what's up, right? And then at the end of this, if you are going to get communication, I am going to do an extra part of this reading where we see what your person is going to talk to you about, right? So Virgos, let's start. Okay, you have the Nine of Swords first. Nine of Swords is a sucky energy to get, I'll be quite frank. It is the energy of anxiety, but it's somebody in their absolute head. Traditionally, in tarot, on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, none of the swords are cutting the person who has these swords hanging above their head. On this deck, that is not the case, though. These swords are actually like piercing through. Somebody has been wounded in a past situation, and the anxiety that they have from being wounded in the past is paramount to them. It's very anxiety prone. Now, this is an energy that carries a lot of like fear of risk. Like this person is probably afraid to communicate because they don't want to take a risk. The risk is probably because they don't want to get hurt again. But I do think that there should be hopefully some room for growth out of that mind frame because the Hanged Man card is here in the reversal, which is a great energy to get. Because in the upright position, it denotes somebody who is stuck. And we could use stuck as a kind of like a metaphor or a synonym, an expression of somebody who's not capable of contacting you because they're stuck. But when it's in the reversal, it is somebody who is gaining a new perspective about why they have got themselves stuck, about why there has been this separation. It is mastering communication. It is mastering their fears. This person is trying to push through and master their fears. And these fears for this person, like Nine of Swords, is a heavy energy of anxiety. But the Queen of Swords is worse. I cannot believe that it came here with this. A lot of people think of the Nine of Swords as the penultimate energy of anxiety, but the Queen of Swords, let me tell you how anxiety prone this is. The Queen of Swords, when they are in the upright and in the reversal, they mean great sorrow, and they mean this person has known great sorrow. The great sorrow that is held by the Queen of Swords is a sorrow of loss, not excluding loss of family, passing on, loss of children. It's the card of burial. This person has gone through something that is very, very heavy. And it could have been multiple circumstances. This person could have gone through multiple circumstances that were very heavy to them. In fact, you not speaking could be additionally very heavy to them, right? Because the Queen of Swords is here. The Queen of Swords is in the reversal position, which is unfortunate because it's a card of bigotry and deception when it's in the reversal, and malice. I'm going to pull an extra clarification card because it's my intuitive suspicion, and I just want to get confirmation on it, that I think that this person or somebody, like the person who's really anxiety prone, could be aware that the other person did something that was really selfish. Again, kind of bigoted, kind of like their way or the highway, or it could have been flat out deceptive. The Queen of Swords does not show mercy and can be very cold also. And that could be it. They could have cut you off really cold. That's what she does. The Queen of Swords will cut. She's like the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland. Off with your head. She cuts it right away, and she doesn't make no second thoughts about it. But somebody has a new perspective, and I think it's about that. I think it might be about the steps that were taken that were really cold, that this person might be thinking that it was a miscalculation. So let me just grab an extra card here. Let's get a shuffle going. And then let's see why this person is in such sorrow and what the new perspective is. All right. Oh, wow. Holy. For some of you, they cut you off because of lifestyle. And the new perspective is about coming back. What? This person did not want to come back and now they're thinking about it. Whoa, look at this. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles in the upright position is the card of the love of evil, the evil side of money and lifestyle. This is when somebody, has an opportunity that's presented to them in life and they wanted to grab onto that opportunity in life. That they wanted to maybe grab onto a job, a career, a place they wanted to live. They wanted their life to be better in their house. They saw something for themselves. Even if they didn't have a good house right now, I think this person thought they could do better. This is why we come into the dark side of money and the dark side of the pentacle. Because what they find out when it's in the reversal position, they realize that what they did was bigoted. That's, again, Ace of Pentacles is a card of somebody who, it's like bigoted is a good way to put it. It's like they thought they thought they were kind of king shit, or they thought that they knew the outcome. It's like a person who goes, I'm going to give you a few examples. So here's the first one, though. It's like a person who goes for a new job and they really did think that their life would be so much better if they weren't involved with you so that they could work on themselves in their job. Or they thought it would be so much easier for them. Here's the next example. They thought it would be so good for them to just, be really settled in their house. They could do everything on their own. They didn't have to ask for any help. So they kept themselves away from you because they figured they had the answer. That's another example of the dark side of a pentacle. Remember, a pentacle doesn't have to just be money. It's what you value. So if this person was really focusing on their lifestyle, it's almost like they masked up their need for other people because they thought they had their shit together. So again, the pentacle being something that is valuable, for some of them it was love. They might have thought that there was greener pastures. They thought the grass was greener on the other side. So they went off potentially to be with somebody else, or maybe even just to stay single. Maybe they really did think that was what to do. And so they pushed you to the side. And then the universe was like, nope, that's a loss, right? They're grieving the fact that they chose a certain path. They're contemplating what it is that they're trying to fix their perspective on. With the Five of Cups, is coming back. That's what's up. Five of Cups in the upright position. Phenomenal card in the reversal for readings like this. In the upright, it is somebody who focuses on the loss of the spilled over cups. These cups that are a little bit hard to see on this deck, they're upside down, they're tipped over. But in the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck, Arthur Edward Waite, over 100 years ago, mentioned there's a little bridge that he put in the background of the image because the bridge was a representation of people who are deciding to come back to the bridge to cross it again. And so the Five of Cups has a card energy of meaning that someone is contemplating a new perspective on coming back, of crossing the bridge. Now that we know what's up, the question is, though, are they going to communicate about it? This is a lot of energy so far about them and their realizations. This doesn't talk about communication, I'll be honest. This talks about them still needing time to think, basically. And the thinking has to get done before the communication comes. So let me just do a little bit of an extra shuffle here. I'm going to shuffle like one more dynamic of, are they eventually going to reach out? And if they are, after they finish this whole thinking phase, then we'll get into what are they going to talk about. Okay. Are they going to stay stuck in their anxiety? Oh, we've got some stuff coming out. Or are they going to actually speak up? We got 4 cards here. Ace of Swords. Oh, they are going to communicate. 8 of Pentacles. Their lifestyle again. There's their lifestyle. King of Wands in the reversal. Truth. Truth in communication, but severity. Studying and contemplation. They're still in their thinking phase. Also, they still want to go forward with their lifestyles. The Page of Pentacles is here. They don't know how to plant the seed in life. But Ace of Swords, it insinuates communication. It is victory in communication. So they are going to communicate. But isn't it interesting again that this person is so consumed with their other lifestyle stuff? Like again, all these extra cards about lifestyle when I'm trying to just ask about this one. There's no devil card. There's no heartbreak card. There was a lot of grief and sorrow over past losses, but not about present trauma and all of a sudden someone's breaking a leg. Not like the world is crumbling in the present. This person is consumed about past situations. So there is a lot of like focus on building past situations with this person, but they are going to eventually communicate. So let me see now what they're going to communicate about. When they speak up, how's the conversation going to go? Ten of Cups in the reversal. They're going to think and speak about the potentials of what they lost. The Magician is number one card. They want to talk about how to go on the forward path with you. And the Eight of Cups, that's cute. But it's cute because the Eight of Cups in the upright, it is somebody who walked away. So they're going to want to talk about why they walked away. And the Ten of Cups, I think they're going to want to talk about how they realize it was a loss that they walked away, but also remembering that the Eight of Cups is a card that means a great feast. So this person may consider how they want to have great joy with you. They might want to talk about that. Because where in history do you have 8 cups gathered together? I mean, literally, if I'm asking you that, it was when a king had a celebration and all of the cups were lined up around the great dinner table of a great feast. That's why Arthur Edward Waite, when he wrote his book and instructions on these cards, he said that the Eight of Cups was people coming together. Yes, it had to do sometimes with people walking away, but usually that was after things like great joy and there was a reason for victory, right? So people do come together more often than they realize with the Eight of Cups, even if the front of it does look like someone's walking away. Now, in this particular reading, I think this is showing up because, yes, they do want to come together with you because the Magician card insinuates they want to have a passionate experience with you or a creative experience with you. They want to create something with you. But they're going to have to talk about why there was disunity. They're going to talk about what energy they've been in. And you know what else I think they want to talk about? The Ten of Cups in the reversal. I think they want to admit that they got it wrong. Like in separating. Because remember, they were contemplating this coming back and they thought that they had this right picture of how life was supposed to be. The Ten of Cups in the reversal, it's called the repose of the false heart, which means somebody's heart was clouded. Somebody thought they were actually following the right path, and then they realized, oh shit, they did not follow the right path, and they wound up in a position of disunity because of it. And unsatisfaction. Like the Ten of Cups is supposed to be one of the best cards of satisfaction, rainbows, and sunshines practically coming out of your ass, right? And for some reason, this person got it in the reversal position. It's not in the card of the actions. We're not in a section of the reading where we're talking about what's going to happen. We're in a reading portion where we're talking about what do they want to talk about to you, which is usually about past situations. So this person realizes that in the past, their heart was clouded for some reason. And going forward, the Magician card insinuates they want to start a new path to this. Now, the last thing I'm going to say here is that the Eight of Cups, remember how I said that it can be about somebody walking away from a situation, but it can also be a card of a great feast. Because there is a quality of walking away to that card, and this person is likely to talk about that process which made them separate from you, there may be a reason for them to speak about why the matter declined for them. Because that is an energy of the Eight of Cups, is the declining of whatever situation you're in. The, like the poor trajectory. It's like they want to tell you what caused it. I think they practically want to own up why they made these decisions. And you can see that in the Eight of Cups as well. So I'm going to leave you guys off with this. This person does look like they want to get a lot off of their plate, off of their chest rather, on the plate that they have given them own selves potentially. And yeah, if you're interested in a reading like this, you can always get a hold of me at the link above or in the description below. Readings like this are for any 2 questions that you want. It is $20. 20 bucks. And the same day that you order a reading like this is also the same day that I send you back the video. Same day readings, but there's also free readings on my TikTok. So feel free to journey over to my TikTok and you can get a bunch of different free readings there as well. And if you don't want readings, you can always hang out with me on my Facebook or my Instagram. I was posting photos of ink blot tests yesterday because I just post random things. I'm just like a regular human. It's just I happen to be fascinated and a student, a self-initiated student for many years, 2 decades now of history and tarot, and I love biology, mythology, and anything else that I might post over there on my Facebook. I'm really easy to find. I'm the only Linny D that has green hair in her profile picture over there on Facebook and Instagram. So I will see you guys later. Thank you very much for this, and ciao for now.